Om. The Light of Truth, Part-09, Chapter 6, System of Government, Section A. No single individual should be invested with absolute power. The king, who is the president of the assembly, and the assembly itself should be interdependent on each other. Both should be controlled by the people, who in their turn should be governed by the assembly. If the system be not followed and the king be independent of the people and have absolute power, he would impoverish the people, being despotic and hence arrogant, and oppress them, just as a tiger or any other carnivorous animal pounces upon a robust animal and eats it up. A despotic ruler does not let anyone else grow in power, robs the rich, usurps their property by unjust punishment, and accomplishes his selfish end. One man should, therefore, never be given despotic power. Shatapat Brahman. O men, let that man alone among you be made a king, the president of the assembly, who is very powerful, conqueror of foes, and is never beaten by them, has the capacity to become the paramount sovereign, is most enlightened, is worthy of being made a president, who possesses most noble qualities, accomplishments, character, and disposition, who is thoroughly worthy of the homage, trust, and respect of all. Atharva Ved. King should be a powerful as electricity, as dear to his people's hearts as their very breath, able to read the inmost thoughts of others, and just in his dealings as a judge, he should enlighten people's mind by the spread of knowledge, justice, and righteousness, and dispel ignorance and injustice as the sun illuminates the world. He should be like one who consumes wickedness like fire, keeps the wicked and the criminal under control like a jailer, gladdens the hearts of the good like the moon, makes the country rich and prosperous as a treasurer keeps his treasury full, is powerful and majestic like the sun, keeps the people in order and awe, and on whom no one in the whole world dares to look with a stern eye. He alone is then fit to be the head of the state, who is like fire, air, the sun, the moon, a judge, a treasurer, a gaoler in keeping the wicked under control. Manusmriti. The law alone is the real king, the dispenser of justice, the disciplinarian. The law alone is the true governor that maintains order among the people. The law alone is their protector. The law keeps awake whilst all the people are fast asleep. The wise, therefore, look upon the law alone as dharma or right. When rightly administered, the law makes all men happy, but when administered wrongly, that is, without due regard to the requirement of justice, it ruins the king. People would become corrupt, all order would come to an end. There would be nothing but chaos and corruption if the law were not properly enforced. Where the law strikes fear into the hearts of the people, evil, and preventing them from committing crimes, rules supreme. There the people never go astray and consequently live in happiness if it be administered by a just and learned man. He alone is considered a fit person to administer the law, who invariably speaks the truth, is thoughtful, of highly intellectual, and very clever in the attainment of virtue, wealth, and righteous desires. The law rightly administered by the king greatly promotes the practice of virtue, acquisition of wealth, and secures the attainment of the heartfelt desires of his people. But the same law destroys the king who is sensual, indolent, crafty, malevolent, mean, and low minded. The law can never be justly administered by a man who is destitute of learning and culture, has no wise and good men to assist him, and is sunk in sensualism. He alone is fit to administer the law, which is another name for justice, who is wise, pure in heart, of truthful character, associates with the good, conducts himself according to the law, and is assisted by the truly good and great men in the discharge of his duties. Manusmriti. A king addicted to vices arising from the love of pleasure loses his kingdom, wealth, and power, and even his character, whilst one who is addicted to vices arising from anger may even lose his life. 10 vices proceeding from love of pleasure are: 1. Hunting, 2. Gaming, playing with dishes, gambling, etc. 3. Sleeping by day. 4. Gossiping of sensual subjects. 5. Excess with women. 6. Use of intoxicants such as alcohol, opium, etc. 7. Saying unkind and or hard words. 8. Useless wandering about from place to place. The vices that proceed from anger are: 1. Tale bearing, 2. Violence, such as outraging another man's wife. 3. Malevolence. 4. Envy, that is, mortification excited by the sight of another person's superiority or success. 5. Detraction from one's character. 6. Expenditure of money, etc. for sinful purposes. 7. Saying unkind or hard words. 8. Infliction of punishment without any offense. The use of intoxicants, gaming, excess with women, and hunting, these 4 are the most pernicious vices that arise from the love of pleasure. Infliction of punishment without offense, the use of slanderous language, the expenditure of money for unrighteous purposes, these 3 are the great vices born of anger that bring extreme suffering on the possessor thereof. It is certain that it is better to die than to be addicted to vices, since the longer a wicked man lives, the more sins he will commit, and consequently lower and lower will he sink, and thereby the more will he suffer, whilst he who is free from vices enjoys happiness even if he dies. Let a king appoint 7 or 8 good, righteous, and clever ministers who are natives of the country, are thoroughly conversant with the Vedas and the Shastras, are very brave and courageous, whose judgment seldom errs, who come from a good family and are well tried men. Even an act easy in itself becomes difficult to be accomplished by a man when single-handed. How much more so then is the great work of the government of a country by a man single-handed? It is, therefore, a most dangerous thing to make one man a despotic ruler, or entrust a single man with sole management of the affairs of the state. Let him likewise appoint other ministers who are men of great integrity, highly intellectual, of resolute minds, of great organizing power, and of vast experience. Let him appoint good, energetic, strong, and clever officers, as many as he requires, for the due transaction of the business of the state. Under them, let brave, courageous, strong men of great integrity and of noble lineage fill position involving great responsibility and risk, whilst let timid and faint hearted men be employed for the administration of internal affairs. Let him also appoint an ambassador who comes from a good family, is very clever, perfectly honest, able to read the inmost thoughts of others and to foretell future developments and events by observing the expression of faces and other significant signs and acts, and is well versed in all the Shastras, branches of knowledge. He alone is fit person to be appointed an ambassador who loves his country with all heart, is of irreproachable character, pure in heart, highly intelligent and endowed with an excellent memory, who can adapt himself to the manners and customs of different countries and different times, is good looking, fearless, and a master of elocution. Manusmriti continued.